Zach Cohen, thanks so much. Let's talk more now about this high-stakes testimony. With me now, Neama Rahmani. He is a former federal prosecutor and the president of West Coast Trial Lawyers. Neama, great to see you again.
Fred, thanks for having me.
So what do you make of Trump's decision to ignore his attorney's advice and take the witness stand tomorrow? What does he stand to either gain or clarify?
Well, Fred, we knew that Trump was going to take the stand again in the defense case, and there's still a lot at stake. Even though he's already lost, Judge Engoron has ruled that the financial statements were fraudulent, there's still some outstanding claims related to the conspiracy and the insurance fraud that require intent, so he could dig himself a deeper hole. Of course, there's also the potential that he's going to try to get under Judge Engoron's skin, set that record for appeal, because the Court of Appeal in New York has been a little bit more favorable to the Trump family, of course, dismissing the claims against Ivanka and at least temporarily suspending the gag order. And like Zach said, we know that Donald Trump is going to be speaking to the American people. He doesn't necessarily care about what happens in the courtroom. He's looking forward to next year's election.
So he is the defense's final witness, and he'll likely face very friendly questioning, right, from his attorneys. But then what about cross-examination from the prosecutors? How will they try to take advantage of this moment?
I think they will be very aggressive. Again, I agree. There's going to be softball questions from the defense. He's going to have to justify these valuations, and he's going to be talking about the Trump brand and a lot of the same things that we've heard the experts and his sons testify, that these are trophy properties. So there's going to be a substantive defense, but I also expect to see some pretty aggressive attacks on the AG's office and potentially even the judge and his law clerk, despite that gag order.
Okay, well, you know, that gag order in place prohibiting Trump from verbally attacking the court staff. And we know, we've seen it already, he can be a loose cannon. You know, should his attorneys even be worried that he can't control himself? And I'm using the words of that judge a while back.
Well, they should be worried, and Trump has violated this gag order at every possible step. But the bigger question is the judge going to do anything about it? So far, he's been all bark, no bite, and although there have been a $5,000 and a $10,000 fine, that's not even a slap on the wrist for Donald Trump. That's pocket change. So unless the judge is going to actually enforce that order, unless that order is going to have some teeth, it's not worth the paper that it's written on.
All right, so let's shift gears, if we can, you know, to Trump's former attorney and New York's former mayor, Rudy Giuliani, who is also in court tomorrow. Giuliani is on trial to determine how much he will have to pay two Georgia election workers he lied about after the 2020 presidential race. A federal judge chastised Giuliani last week for failing to attend a hearing to prepare for his defamation damages trial. So what are the stakes for Giuliani this week?
Fred, the stakes are very high, but the case is actually eerily similar to Donald Trump's. Giuliani's already lost, and it's just a question of damages. And like Alex Jones, I fully expect him to get hit with a 7- or 8-figure judgment. But Giuliani is looking towards the Court of Appeals. He's not putting on a substantive defense in this case. He can't, because Judge Howell said that he didn't contest the charges, and more importantly, he didn't comply with his discovery obligations. But I think Giuliani thinks that maybe if he gets to that D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, maybe he'll win a First Amendment challenge, and this whole defamation case will go away.
All right. Neama Rahmani, great to see you again. Thanks so much. It's going to be an interesting week.
Very. Thanks for having me, Fred.
All right.